Walk with Peter, Day 3. Mark 1:35 through chapter 2, verse 12. The next morning, we couldn't find him. Well before dawn, he had left to go off and pray by himself. When we did find him, we told him there were more people looking for him. He just shrugged and said, "Let's go someplace else, to the neighboring towns. I need to tell them about God too. That's why I came." So we went all over Galilee, and Jesus taught them, and he healed them, and he preached in their synagogues. One day a leper came to him and knelt down to beg, "You can cure me too if you want to." Jesus saw the hurt in his eyes and said, "Of course I want to." Then he reached out and he touched the leper and said, "Be clean." And right away his skin was clean and whole again. Jesus sent him on his way with instructions. "Not a word to anyone," he said. "Just make sure to show the priest and remember to make an offering like Moses said." But he went and told everyone he met. And before we knew what had happened, we were swamped with people again. And we had to sleep outside of town. But even then they found us, and they brought more people to him. Later, when we got back to Capernaum, the word went out that he was back, and people surrounded the house again. So many gathered that there was no place to go. Even the doorway to the house was blocked. But Jesus preached to them anyway. 4 men came, carrying a man who was paralyzed. They tried to bring him to Jesus, but the crowd was so thick they could not get through. So they climbed up on my roof and made an opening in it. And when the hole was big enough, they lowered him down, still lying on his mattress. Jesus looked down at the man, and then he looked up at his friends. He was impressed by their faith. And he said to the man, "My son, your sins are forgiven." Well, some scribes were watching and muttering to themselves, "Who does he think he is, talking like that? Only God can forgive sins. Does he think he is God? That is also a sin." Jesus saw them, and he knew exactly what they were thinking, because he looked right at them and he said, "Why would you think that? I could have just as easily said, 'Get up, take your mat, and walk out of here.' But that will only heal his symptoms. It is easier to heal his whole soul. But so sure you will know that I do have the power to forgive all sins." And here he knelt down next to the man who had not moved a muscle, and he said, "Do this for me. Get yourself up and run along home and take your mat with you." So the man got up, smiling at everyone, folded his mat right there in front of everyone, and walked out through the crowd. Everyone was amazed. The place exploded with talking and praising God. "We have never seen anything like this before."